Hello everyone, I must welcome you all to the webinar series Future You Set Your Career Compass Right with Experts Inside, and I'm Kalyani, your host for this webinar. So today our topic is how to become a relationship manager in the BFSI sector, and in this webinar you'll find out about the career journey of the speaker from an MBA to LSEG, what are the roles and responsibilities of a relationship manager in the BFSI sector, how crucial is an RM's role in this sector, progression from entry level to senior level, skill sets that one must have to excel in this field, and also in our special section, we will be talking about some tips on stock market investment. So let's welcome our speaker today. We have Aniket Bhatia. He's a customer success manager at London Stock Exchange Group, LSEG, and an alumnus of NMIMS Mumbai. Prior to LSEG, Aniket worked at top firms such as Motilal Oswal, ICICI, Pro Mutual Fund, and so on. So welcome, Aniket, and thank you so much for being here for this session.
Thank you, Kalyani, for that lovely introduction. So, hi everyone. Thank you for having me, and I hope you gain some insights from this session.
Yeah.
Kalyani, over to
Okay.
you.
All right. Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. So you studied commerce in graduation and then
Yeah.
cleared CFA level 1, also studied CS corporate law before pursuing an MBA. So why did you choose to do an MBA, and how exactly all those other things that you've done prior to an MBA kind of played a role for your journey? Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start with the background. So yeah, I
Yeah.
have completed my company secretary law before my MBA. So when you are in commerce, right, you have only two options. When people in commerce could relate, you either do a CA or a CS. Okay, that time CFA was not that popular as it is right now. Okay, so I started with company secretary, and with CS, the good option to go with is law. So I did both. I worked in the field for 2 years. It's there in my LinkedIn. I worked as a CS and lawyer, but then I thought that, oh, okay, no, I want to be in a management type of role, or I want to move towards finance. So I decided to
Okay.
pursue my MBA in finance. And how did CS and law help me? Where my dean told me, I reached out to my dean after I got admission into the college, and he said that, see, it will always help you having a law background and having a finance background. In leadership roles, it will always help you. And that helped me. I worked as a relationship manager in ICICI Bank, and now I'm working as a customer success manager, which is like a relationship manager role in LSEG. So anywhere legal terms are very, very required. You need to know what are the regulations in that industry, what are the regulations for that sector. So that helped me. And why an MBA finance is my interest towards finance and being in a management type of role wherein I have more human interactions. In CS and law, it becomes very monotonous. I have to sit in a desk job and make contracts and regulations. That is not for me.
Okay. Okay, can you tell us, like, what are your learnings from this journey till MBA and now, as in things that you would have liked to do differently or things that you did right and it really worked out well for you? Is there any such, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell both. I'll tell both. Things
Yeah.
that I would have done differently is for people who are actually preparing for their MBA. I was very focused on only one college. Okay, I just wanted NM.
Okay.
I only went for it, but I don't think that's the right strategy. I think now that I am 5 years out of MBA, okay, I think you should keep your options open. You should give all the possible exams which are there. You have CAT, you have SNAP, you have NMAT, you have ZAT. Okay, the preparation is overlapping. Okay, so I would have loved to test my limits, that where I could be. That is one thing I would have done differently. What worked for me is my serious towards my profile building and my career. When I joined MBA, I started pursuing my CFA. Okay, because adding that qualification helps you in getting shortlisted. Then I worked towards my profile. I went to seniors. I asked people that, how do I build my profile? So getting a placement, which when people enter into MBA, that is what their concerns are.
Yeah.
My pursuit of getting that really helped me, and my pursuit of knowledge really helped me. I never stopped learning. When I joined ICSI as well, I continued my learning. I continued giving my exams. My entire profile, I'll tell you at the end of the session. But yeah, that helped me and that worked for me, and that got me to where I am right now.
Yeah, okay. But you said like you were only focusing for NMIMS. Why is that? Is it because it's in Mumbai and you were only interested in finance and you were living in Mumbai? Was that the reason or something else? Like even JB was there and so many other options. Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm,
like that is very personal, but yeah, NM is two
okay.
minutes from my house. I was like, okay,
Okay.
this is gonna
Okay.
be
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah. It
convenient.
saved. Yeah, yeah. It saved a lot of trouble, especially in Mumbai
Yeah, in
traveling.
Mumbai.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
That time when I was doing my MBA, JB and NM were almost considered like just 19-20 का फर्क, like 20,
अच्छा,
19-20 का difference. Okay, if you
correct.
wanted to do it in finance, okay, that
Hmm.
was not a major difference. So I thought, okay, let's choose convenient. But you know what? uh, I don't regret the decision so much. I'll give you an example. NM is a very good alumni base. So
Hmm.
anytime I want to go back to my college, right? If I want to just meet my professors or have some work in college, I can just do that. So after my MBA got over, I've been to my college more than 50 to 100 times. So yeah,
Okay,
that
okay.
really helped.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's talk about relationship management,
Yeah,
the role in BFSI sector, and of course, since you said that even your present designation, which is
yeah,
customer success
yeah.
manager, is kind of also relationship manager. So, can you just tell us first the roles and responsibilities
Okay,
overall,
sure.
not just in ICICI and some one particular bank or anything, overall? Yeah, and
Okay.
then if you can tell us the difference between the two roles that you've had. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you, those are very overlapping everywhere. Okay, as a
Okay.
relationship manager, so I'll tell you who should pursue it first.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who likes to be in a customer-facing role. Okay, if you
Okay.
like to be, if you think that you are somebody who likes interactions with someone else, or who's good at talking, or who does not want to do a mundane desk job, I think relationship manager is a role for you. Okay.
Okay.
In finance, what will a relationship manager do, whether it's in banking or any other sector? You will have a core product. Okay, you will have a core product in banking. You will have your banking products. In my company, I have my financial data product. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, you have to know your product, and when the customer comes to you and they're already using your product, you have to make sure that there's stickiness. They continue using. You have to find upselling and cross-selling opportunities. So in ICICI or in any banking roles, if they are already taking a loan from you, a working capital loan or an overdraft loan, you have to find out from them. You will be talking to CXOs, okay, CXOs and treasury heads of companies in a banking relationship manager role. You will have to talk to them that, oh, okay, can you connect me with your branch head or somebody where are your salary accounts open. You make sure to try to cross sell and get more revenue for your own company. Okay,
Mm.
and that is your secondary objective. That's not a primary. This is not sales. Your primary objective is to maintain stickiness of the company. Okay, suppose if my customer was Tata Motors, like I used to talk to Tata Motors and Tata Power's CXO. Okay, so my goal was to make sure that they continue taking loan from us, so they continue taking coming to us for any of their working capital needs. In LSEG, we are a financial data company. Okay, we are the biggest financial data company in the world. Now, every finance sector or company has our product. My job is, I have around 700 clients. My job is to ensure that they continue using our product and they don't go to competition, and to show them more product features and to constantly go and meet them. So in a 5-day working a week, I am in front of the clients at least 3 times. I only come to office in the first half. Second half, I'm at the client side, and I like to be in these kind of roles.
Okay, okay, okay. Tell me something. You said something about like all the like companies are your clients.
Hmm.
So as a relationship manager, say in a bank and all. So when we are talking about the job role, is it only with corporate clients like and the customers are not basically your people?
Retail. Okay.
Is
So
it?
that will be a wealth role.
Okay,
Okay. That is
okay.
also fine. Okay. If you get, so there are two types of role in corporate banking. One is your clients will be B2B. That is your
Hmm.
companies like my
Hmm.
clients were Reliance, Tata
Okay.
Motors, Tata International. These are companies, right? There are
Okay.
other type of relationship manager roles wherein your clients are people like you, me, HNI,
Mm-hmm.
Ultra HNI. But in both
Okay.
places, your job is to be in front of the clients. Okay. Your job is
Okay.
to be in front of the clients to show them what product offerings you have, to make them come to you rather than go to competition. And how does that
Okay.
come? See, everyone, right? It's a competitive space. Everyone has the similar rates, similar products that they offer. Nothing is majorly different. What differentiates you and your profile is the relationship you build with your clients. Like I'll give you an example. Okay. I have maintained good relations with my clients. So whenever, even if there is a competition threat, right? If somebody's approached the CXOs, my connects call me and say, listen, this is happening. You should better get in touch with them. So that's the kind of relationship I built with them. Okay. And very honestly, I'm telling you from I have explored a lot of companies. Companies are very open. You want to take your client out, you just want to go on a lunch with them, they will sponsor it. They will have no issues at all. Okay, relationship building is your major role in that. It can be with people, it can be with B2B. What you are
Okay.
talking about is a wealth type role, wealth relationship
Okay.
management role, which is also fine. I don't find it bad, but some people get target pressures over there.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you then tell us if say how crucial is the role of a relationship manager in a bank or in a firm, and what if this a job that can be disrupted or it has been disrupted because of AI and ML? How exactly that has impacted the importance of the role? Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
First, yeah,
You
tell
know
us
what?
how crucial it is, and yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll start with both. How
Yeah.
crucial it is
Hmm.
if you don't have any relationship manager to manage
Hmm.
relations with the clients in
Hmm.
Indian markets, that won't work. Okay, any kind
Yeah.
of AI or somebody who's outsourcing this, it will not work. Indian clients want a point of contact. Okay, they want a
Hmm.
POC, and
Correct.
that cannot
Yeah.
be disrupted very easily. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's how crucial it is. Plus,
Hmm.
uh, uh, if your clients are not happy, it's very easy to jump to competition. Okay, so
Yeah.
you would know this that sales is very important to a company. We don't do sales, we manage the relationship. So there are only
Hmm.
two important things in terms of a role. That is one thing. The sales will get the money into the business, and relationship manager will maintain the money into the business. Okay.
Hmm.
Everything else will be like an operational type of role. Okay. So it's a very crucial role, I would say. And now, can it be disrupted by AI? I was just
Hmm.
talking to my friend on Wednesday that yeah, this is the only role that has not been disrupted by AI yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because you can't substitute people, right? If you're talking to
Exactly.
someone else, you
Yeah.
can't substitute
Hmm.
people. AI will only enhance it. Now there are tools, okay, like there are BI, Tableau. These are tools which we
Hmm.
use now with the help of AI, with the help of ChatGPT. I see a lot of my colleagues, okay, when they're drafting emails to clients, okay, they use ChatGPT and they use AI for making their work easier, but totally it will not disrupt it.
Okay, okay, okay. There is a myth, or maybe it is for real. You have to tell us which one it is. For a relationship manager, a lot of people think that even after an MBA, it's still a sales job, and one has to basically after somebody would understand by relationship manager that they have to go to all the companies, they have to be on the on the move, door to door sales, and a lot of things come in people's mind when they are thinking about relationship manager and the kind of so can you tell us how exactly it is for and I mean if a non MBA goes for a relationship manager job, and if an MBA from a top B school goes for a relationship manager job
Fair,
profile,
fair.
how many years of jump they are getting, what kind of a thing is it again they have to start again from sales and go to door, and yeah, can you just
No, no, fair.
yeah.
I can understand the question.
Yeah.
And see, I'll tell you
Mhm.
firstly, it's not really a myth. Okay.
Okay,
There are some
okay.
companies, okay, who give the role or tag of relationship management, but they basically make them do sales. It's not a myth.
Mm,
It's that happens. But if
okay,
you're from a top B school, right, the chances that happening are very low. Okay.
okay.
The companies will not allow the institutes will not allow those kind of roles or companies to come on campus in
Okay.
top B schools. I'm talking about the
Hmm.
top 20, top 15 to
Hmm.
20. You will not be doing sales per
Correct.
se. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
this is what my observation has been. So I was in my placement committee in my college. Okay, when the companies used to pitch this, we used to tell them no, sorry, not to
Hmm.
our students. Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, the if you if you do go lower, okay, then there are chances higher that you will be doing sales. But now, what an advantage an MBA gets. Okay, if you're from a good B school, right, you directly come as a M manager. Let me talk about ICSA. Okay, if you
Okay.
have more than 2 years work ex or 30 months work ex, you directly join as an M2. That is a manager grade 2. Okay, so you have people working below you or under you already. Okay, and now they can be much older than you. They can be from
Hmm.
lower colleges, okay, lower rank
Okay.
colleges, okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
advantage you get of an MBA. You get two
Mhm.
grade jumps, okay. If
Okay.
you have less than 30 months work ex, you come as a manager grade one. You have to work for 2 years, and then you get a manager grade two, okay.
Okay.
And this kind of structure is there in every organization. You talk about your HDFC, you talk about your city, it's there in every organization. In the second year of MBA, they will look at your work ex and then they will shortlist you. So in big companies or good institutes, you will not be doing sales, but a relationship manager sometimes does have to get business into the company. Right now,
Mm.
every company, whether it's your top banks, private banks, public banks, are putting pressure that
Mm.
get some revenue into the company, get do cross selling. So
Mm.
I think it's not a bad space to be in. Okay, it's not a bad space
Mm.
to be in. Your jobs are generally very safe in Indian banks. If you go to
Mm.
banking, if you go to any other institutes for a account management role, relationship management role, they will want you to get revenue. I will not lie about it,
Mm.
but I think that you will learn that in your job, and
Mm.
they give you a good training period. In any relationship manager role, right? You have 3 to 6 months training period.
Okay. Okay. So, when you were hired by ICICI, so at that point, did you also were you given already existing clients, or you also had to go out and get the clients or make calls and all that? Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
can you
Okay,
break
yeah,
it
cold
down?
calling, you mean? Okay.
Yes, cold
No, so
calling.
cold calling, I
Hmm.
was scared not get cold calling, but
Hmm.
so when you join, right, you have to shadow your seniors. Okay.
Okay.
What do I mean by shadow your seniors? They will be going for relationship management meetings. Okay. In the start, they will not let you go in front of the customers. For I would say for a good 6 to 8 months, you will not be allowed to go in front of the customers. 6 months maybe, and then you shadow them. And after you shadow them, when the company has trust in you, after a year you can
Hmm.
independently handle clients. That's how the process
Okay.
works. Even at LSEG, for the first 3 months, okay,
Hmm.
why 3 months? Because there were two vacancies together, so my manager
Hmm.
was managing both. So for 3 months, I
Hmm.
shadowed him.
Hmm.
3 months was my training. Then 3 months I shadowed him, and then I started going in front of the customers independently.
Okay. So now how different is
No cold calling, by the way. No cold
yeah,
calling
okay, no
in both
cold
of the
calling.
cases. No cold.
Okay.
No.
Okay. How different it is for you to work in the how it was in a London stock market, stock
Hmm.
exchange, and
Hmm.
in a bank. How different
Hmm.
are these two work wise?
Work-wise. Okay.
Also stress wise.
Stress-wise. Okay. So, see, honestly, an Indian
Yeah.
bank will have more stress. I'm being very, very honest. Indian bank
Okay.
will have more stress. Okay. So
Why
my
is
working
that?
hours,
Is it uh,
it's a culture. It's the culture.
okay? It's a
I'm being
culture.
very honest.
Okay.
It's the culture.
Hmm.
You talk about all the Indian banks here, HDFCs, ICICIs. Okay,
Hmm.
I have friends in HDFCs. Okay, they've stayed there for 4, 4, 5, 5 years, but every weekend you meet them, they're cribbing and crying. Okay, that will happen. Okay, that will happen. Okay, that
Okay.
बहुत hectic है. 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock we leave. Okay, that's normal. In but
Okay.
see, my working hours were not that bad. My working
Okay.
hours were 9 to 6. Okay. Comparatively, I'll be very
Hmm.
honest. I have friends in major companies. ICICI has a very good culture compared
Hmm.
to other banks, Indian banks. Okay,
Okay.
so how my day-to-day work was at ICICI and LSEG. Let me break it down. In ICICI, you have to reach by 9. Till around 12 o'clock, you analyze companies. Okay, because we were giving companies to major corporates. Okay, above 1,000 crores, 5,000 crores. Okay, you have to go through their balance sheets. Now these come a lot of subsidies. I had to go through their balance sheets, and then I had to talk to the CXOs that if there's any requirement, or if they have already come with the requirement. I had to analyze the company financials. Okay, see if we have to repay it to us, and then go to the legal, go to the compliance, go to our managers to get that approved. And there was a lot of stakeholder management, internal stakeholder management, because it's not that very easy. Whoever loan of around 200 crores, 100 crores, there is a lot of checks that you have to go through. Okay,
Hmm.
then around till 6 you would be occupied in this. Okay, if the client requires you to meet them, or if you want to meet them, then after market hours around 3:30 to 4, generally we go and meet the clients. In LSEC, my working hours are something similar, 9 to 12. We have internal meetings. Okay, in
Hmm.
ICICI there were no internal meetings. Okay, in
Okay.
an MNC you will find multiple internal meetings. Okay,
Okay. Hmm.
you have trainings going on. You do trainings, you do internal meetings. Then
Hmm.
you scope that where there is a threat of cancellation that can come. Okay, you have to do that customer mapping, that where can there be a threat. Then from post lunch, I have meeting scheduled in front of the clients. I go to meet them. Either I'm meeting two clients a day or one client a day. Okay, I meet them and then I go home. So my working hours are much relaxed in a company in an MNC. And in any relationship management role in an MNC, your working hours will generally be a little more relaxed.
Okay, okay. And when it comes to the career progression or the growth,
Hmm.
how exactly and how much senior can a relationship manager go in a firm? And like, as an is there such
There are
example
seniorities, yeah, yeah.
where an RM has actually become a CXO or a CEO? Is that possible? Yeah, can you just tell us the
Sure, sure.
from entry level to senior, and then
So
yeah.
okay, okay. So let me talk about banks. Banks
Yeah.
have these structures in place. Okay.
Mhm.
Most of the banks have these structures that they will look at your tenureship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, most of these CXOs had started themselves as relationship managers. Most of CXOs have also worked in retail banking. Okay.
Okay.
You'd be surprised because bank focuses a lot on retail.
Okay.
But yeah, let me give you structure wise. You start as a manager level one. Okay. You have to be a M1 category for 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
Most of the structures are same. Okay. I'm talking about ICSA perspective, but most of the structures are same. Then after 2 years, you become an M2. Then you work for 3 more years, and then you become a chief manager one. This
Okay.
chief manager one will have people under him, like your M1s and M2s will have people under him. You work as a CM1, chief manager one, for 3 more years. You become a CM2, chief manager two. Okay, now this is the core guy. The chief manager two will report to a manager. Okay, who will be called general manager. This chief manager two has a decent enough team under him. Okay, his job is only relationship management now. All the note making, all the mundane work, okay, which a relationship manager in a bank has to do, will be done by his juniors. Okay. Then after around 2 to 4 years, now here is a discretion now because there will generally be around 4 to 5 chief managers in a company. Okay. Now there comes a discretion of who will become the general manager. Now this is where internal stakeholder management comes in. How well you are with your work, how well liked you are by your manager comes into the picture. You become a chief manager. After I'm being very honest, it's the hard.
Yeah, yeah.
After after 3 to 4 years, you become a deputy zonal head. You manage an
Okay.
entire region from west to east or to south. Okay. And 4 5 years later, there are chances of becoming a CXO level. So it's a big journey. Okay. Two, three, around 15 years in the bank, then you become a CXO. That is why not
Okay.
everyone, 15 to 20 years in a bank, then you become a CXO. But you know what? One advantage is what I've noticed in Indian banks. If you start young, if you start at a decent enough age, you there are if you've stayed in a company of 15 to 20 years, they do prefer they do want to promote internally, and honestly you build that of connect, you build that kind of rapport with others seniors. Okay. So yeah, it's possible. I've seen a lot of CXOs start from relationship management roles.
Okay, but so now that you just said that it's a long, many years you have to be
Yeah, yeah,
there in that
yeah,
one sector.
yeah.
So tell me, what about the people? What if somebody wants to shift from one field to the other? Say, if they have been doing all these other certification courses and all that, and already has an MBA and everything, can
Yeah.
a relationship manager ever think of becoming an investment banker or a financial consultant? What all other branches can they go
You asked a very
to?
relevant question. I'll tell you why. A
Hmm.
lot of people, when they join relationship management
Hmm.
roles, they think, "Oh yeah, my friend's getting a lot of money in IB
Hmm.
investment banking, getting
Yeah.
into investment banking."
Hmm.
That happens. Okay, that happens.
Yeah.
I in my previous job, there was this
Hmm.
guy who was like fed up. He was like, "Oh, I want to go for IB," and he come to office with the CFA books, open his CFA books, cleared level 1, 2, 3 in front of my eyes, and went to an IB. So it's possible. Okay,
Okay.
they do look at your Indonesian interest. Some kind of certification like CFA will help
Hmm.
you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Also, you need good connects network who might refer you. So people do move to IB. It's possible
Okay.
because the fundamental analysis of companies remains in a relationship, in a finance relationship management role. And talking about consultants, do you know
Hmm.
it's a lot of people are aware of this? We have around 50 plus participants. You should know this that a lot of consultants like BCG, Accenture, Bain, they hire banking
Okay.
relationship managers because these guys have consulting roles for them. Okay, they are consultants for major banks, for major MNCs, for major Indian banks. They need
Hmm.
people with on-ground experience, with relationship management experience. So they hire them. I know so of my
Okay.
colleagues who are in Accenture strategy after being a relationship manager role. They're in Bain, they're in BCD. So the consulting domain is open for them.
Okay. So would you recommend, like, say, somebody who is actually thinking of would like to get into consulting, but has not been lucky in placements and all, but has got a job in a relationship manager position in one of the
Hmm.
banks.
Hmm.
Do you recommend then that person should stick to it for some time and try to, upgrade themselves so that they have a chance of getting into
Fair
consulting,
enough.
right?
No, so I'll tell you one thing. It's very easy to move from a relationship management to consulting. One thing that can help, I've seen people do that, is they pursue FRM. They show inclination towards risk, and they go into risk management profiles in consulting roles, or they go into any kind of risk consulting roles that open up. Okay,
Okay.
so that is possible. So if you joined a company, if you are not happy with it in a year's time, now like see, Kalyani, you will agree with this. Our parents were from a very different generation. They
Yes.
would stick with the company for 30 years. Right now,
Yeah.
sticking in a company after 2 to 3 years, people tell you, "Arey, 3 साल की company mein." That happens.
Yeah.
That happens. So people do move around. Okay,
Yes.
just one thing I'll tell you is, if you're not happy with the company, you can make one switch early. You can make one switch early, but if you keep repeating that, right? I'm seeing that now. I cleared my MBA in 2019. I'm out of MBA now. It's 2024, 5 years. When I'm seeing the hiring managers, they look at your profile and see the number of jumps you made. If you have too many jumps, right? They will not take you. I'm telling you, you will
Correct.
be fine in the first 2 to 3 years, or even 4 years. But after 5 years, if you have too many jumps, right, you will not be taken. So many CVs I come across who have jumped 3 times in 5 years, and nobody wants to take them that, "Oh, okay, he's just coming for 1.5 years." So don't jump a lot. Be very clear of the profile you want to go in. If you want to go into consulting, build your profile towards that from MBA itself. See, it's as Kalyani mentioned, everyone's not that lucky. There is an element of luck to get into consulting. Sometimes, even example, EY had come to our campus. They wanted to hire for a consulting role in FMCG sector. Now, if somebody has worked in FMCG sector, you might have built your whole consulting profile, but he's worked there for 2 to 3 years. They picked up that guy. They picked someone who had some experience of working with cotton. Can you believe that? That's so random. Somebody was working with cotton. They wanted somebody like that. They picked him. Okay, they wanted to hire somebody for consulting and textile. So there's a lot of luck.
Correct.
Two things that I will advise: build your network in MBA. Okay, trust me. You have to build your network. These networks will only refer you in their companies when the time comes. Okay, you have to build your network and build your profile towards that. If you don't get it, even after you get any company from your college placements, after a year you can jump. Okay, one jump is fine. After two jumps, very quickly, the companies start getting skeptical.
Correct. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, this question, what is the role of cryptocurrency in future in the Indian market or Indian exchange? In fact, very recently, RBI has been also supporting, and probably money will be printed like that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So what do you think? Yeah. So banks, like, if everything is happening like that, then of course, already with UPI being such a huge success, credit cards and all, I'm kind of like, okay, I can survive without a credit card, which was not possible a few years back,
A few
especially
years
when
back,
you're
yeah.
traveling and all.
Yeah.
And now that RBI is also doing the same, so what do you think will happen to banks and all these structures that are all over?
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
as a
so
system.
see, very honestly, it will not happen overnight. It will take
Okay.
time. Okay. Even if there's a comment which has come out, sometimes these comments are misread. Okay. RBI is one of my clients. Cryptocurrency
Okay.
might come not so quickly. What you
Okay.
are thinking, it will not have an immediate impact. Okay.
Okay.
What was the question? What impact cryptocurrency will have? What
Just a
should I
minute.
read?
Yeah. What is the role of cryptocurrency in future in the Indian market or Indian exchange? Yeah.
Okay. See, right now, don't do anything. See. I know a lot of people are in crypto. Okay, but I have had friends and colleagues who have absolutely their accounts have just gone, vanished, poof. Okay,
Correct.
because it's not regulated. As soon as there are regulations in place, okay. Okay, what happens in the stock market? Okay, you are protected by SEBI. Okay, if anything goes wrong, SEBI is there, right, to protect you. Right now, for crypto, no one. Okay, for crypto, there is no one. But it's come to a stage wherein the government has to give it a recognition. They realize that a lot of people are investing in crypto, and there is a regulation that needs to come into play. Okay, let that regulations come out. Let there be more stability, and then crypto might have an impact. Right now, if you see globally, crypto is a very small percentage. It's like a drop in the ocean compared to what FX markets are or what equity markets are. It's a drop in the ocean. Right now, it won't have any impact. In the future, when regulations are in place, it will have an impact. Okay, even companies like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they've actually even allowed cryptocurrency investments for their portfolio managers. So might have an impact in the future, not right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm BA Economics last year student. What can I do if I want to enter into investment banking? I'm pursuing MBA after graduation. Yeah.
Fair. See, I'll tell you one thing. The easy answer here is telling pursue CFA. That's the easy answer. But now what's happening, right? There's a trend that everyone is pursuing CFA.
Yeah.
I'm being very, very honest here. Everyone is pursuing CFA. So only if you're going to pursue CFA and think that you'll get into IB, it won't happen. You need to be thorough, understand what an IB, what investment banking does, maybe see some YouTube videos, read books on it, and if you get that interview, build your profile towards showing inclination towards IB. How can you do that? Just go to some IB boutique firms, tell them that you don't pay me, no problem. You give me an internship with you. Okay. Show that IB inclination experience, plus then see, evaluate if you want to do a CFA. To remove the myth, CFA is not required to get into IB. It's just that a lot of people are doing it. When you enter an MBA college, you have FOMO and you will also submit. Okay, that is something. Show inclination, show some certifications for IB. There are many certifications available for IB, and be thorough if you get that interview. So I have sat in IB interviews. Okay, the conversations are not easy. They go deep. They go deep down into what you're looking for in finance. Okay. But yeah, if you want to get into IB, BA economics really helps you, honestly, because it shows an inclination that he has a finance and economic background, so that might help you actually.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's talk about certifications. What are the kind of certifications that you would recommend for somebody who wants to pursue a career in BFSI sector, especially in relationship management? You did say something about some of the softwares that one should learn, but how much of data analytics one should study, or what are the other apart from CFA? What are the other things that one can?
Okay. So apart from CFSC, I'll tell you one thing. For say, if you want to get into equity research or investment banking or portfolio management, CFA will help you. If you want to get into BFSI like banks, or you want to get into credit teams, I'm telling you, FRM will really help you. Okay. Trust me, in the top 10, maybe less, but from 10 to 20, the MBA colleges, lot of risk management role comes. Okay, even in the top 10 they come, but more they come in from 10 to 20, lot of risk management role comes. Now, if you have an FRM there, that will really help you. Now, other than this, some I can give you some three hard skills that you should have, and show some inclination of that in your CV. That will help you. Show some Excel certification. Okay, let me put it out there that you do require Excel skills in finance. Okay, you need to be intermediate to advanced in Excel skills. Okay.
That's a hard skill. Yeah. So can you give us three hard skills and three soft skills for
Sure,
yeah.
sure. Okay.
So one is Excel, of course. Yeah.
One is Excel. Okay. One is, you know what, in investment bankers, you have to make these pitch books. Okay. You have to make a lot of pitch books. So you have to make a lot of presentations, PPTs. Okay. So if you can show something that you're very good at that, like by having any PowerPoint certification or Excel certifications, this will really, really add value. And you need to have critical thinking as a hard skill. Okay. I'll tell you why is because in an investment banking profile or BFSI profile, you have to go deep down into financial analysis. Okay, so you have to show some inclination towards that. Okay, that can be three hard skills. Soft skills can be, it will be overlapping. Okay, but negotiation skills, communication skills, and influencing skills. Okay, these might look overlapping, but they're not. As anybody in a BFSI sector, whether it's relationship management or investment banking, you will need to influence, you will need to negotiate, okay, and you will need to communicate. If you are in an interview, okay, if you're in an interview and think that your communication skills are not that great, okay, they will look for a better candidate. I'm telling you that.
Correct.
Okay. And
Okay.
they will put you in pressure situations to see that if you can negotiate, or you can influence somebody. And that time your critical thinking will also come into picture. They will think that
Hmm.
how logically you think. If whenever you're given an opportunity to sit in an interview, right, just think out loud. Whatever you're thinking, think out loud. They want to know what you're thinking. Whether this is in consulting roles, IB roles, relationship management roles, just think out loud.
Okay. All right. Okay. Think out
Yeah,
loud.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Can I tell one? Can I tell one
Yeah.
more?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
This
Yeah.
is
Of
very
course.
important.
Hmm.
As a hard skill, you should need
Hmm.
to know a little accounting. Okay,
Right.
accounting is a
Right.
hard
Yeah.
skill. Okay,
Hmm.
uh, uh, because if you know that well, it will really help you in BFSI roles.
Okay. Okay. And tell me, usually, what are the kind of profiles that the hiring committees who are coming for placements and all they are looking for? Any particular kind of profile?
No, they don't look. See, every company
Hmm.
has a different requirement. I'll give you an example. When
Hmm.
companies used to come to our campus,
Hmm.
there were some MNCs. They said that we only want freshers. We only want
Okay.
freshers. We will
Hmm.
train them. We will mold them. They need to have a good academic background. There are some
Okay.
companies who say that we want 2+ years work ex. There will
Hmm.
be some companies who will say that we want somebody from a commerce background only. Somebody will say we only want engineering background. It's
Hmm.
really company dependent. The trick is to know what that company is looking for. And how will you know? You just talk to your seniors, you reach out to people, in that company, okay, or reach out to people, your seniors, that what does this company look for? Because as a junior, when you enter, okay, you will firstly first 6 months you'll be lost. Oh, okay, what the happening with me? Okay, after that you will, but till then your placements will be done. So just reach out to people. And to answer your question, Kalyani, that every company looks for something different. Okay,
Okay.
it's really on what they require. If somebody looks for, there's a role in JP Morgan called CIB. Okay, CIB will look for a risk background. Okay, now whether you have worked in risk background in the past, or whether you have shown inclination towards risk, they will prefer that. So it's very company specific.
Okay. But if someone is if someone is a fresher and
Hmm.
is sitting for the placement, is there anything
Hmm.
that they can do specifically for profile
Yes.
building?
Yeah.
So maybe if you can tell us a little bit about, of course, you did mention about the certifications and all, but is it possible for somebody to get internship somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I'm talking about like before MBA maybe, or just to yeah, to build your profile. For a fresher,
Okay.
you don't have much of talking points otherwise.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hmm.
Can I tell you,
Hmm.
from my placement started in September, before September, I had 4 internships on my CV.
Hmm.
Okay. I was one
Okay.
of the first people to get placed. As a fresher,
Hmm.
I had 4 internships in my CV.
Okay.
It's not that difficult to get internships. There are
Hmm.
college committees there in every college who help you get internships. Okay, or you reach out to your connects, or if you don't have connects, if your friends and families don't have
Hmm.
any connects, you just reach out to people on LinkedIn that I don't
Hmm.
like. Money is not the problem. I just need to work or get something on my CV. Okay, and
Hmm.
I need that experience. So 1 to 2 internships, 1 to 2 months internships, they don't mind generally. They don't have a problem in giving, because what they have to do, they just have to give a certificate. The
Correct.
problem comes in where people have to pay you. Okay, when the
Hmm.
people have to pay you, you need company approvals. You need a lot of other things. Okay, so what my strategy to be as a fresher, like, you don't pay me. I need the certification for my profile building and experience. You just let me come and work, or you just give me work. I will do it. And
Hmm.
Motilal, Grow, they were very accommodating. They were very
Okay.
accommodating. They are no problem. You come, and I got the certifications through that. And then as a fresher, having 4 internships shows that okay, this guy wants to build his profile. That just shows seriousness.
Hmm. Okay. What about having sports background and a fresher?
It helps. It
Hmm.
helps. It helps in when you're in the interview stage. Okay,
Huh.
when you're in
Huh.
the interview stage, it's a good talking point, because you know
Hmm.
what, interviewer is not looking just for somebody who's an academic profile. I'll give an example. In my CV, I had written as hobbies, traveled 28 countries. I'd mentioned that my whole interview. Okay, 20 minutes interview, 15 minutes was on that. You never know what the interviewer is looking for. They might be looking for, okay, this is my third round. My first and
Hmm.
second round was over. He knew that my hard skills are there. My technical skills would have already been tested. He was just testing my communication skills and my passion towards the same. So if you have a sports background, if the interviewer is interested in that, he might deep dive into it. That's just a way to test you how passionate you are and how whether you're bluffing in your CV or not bluffing.
Okay.
Can I give you an example? Karan? My interviewer asked me, okay, you've been to 28 countries, name them. Okay, which is the country and how did you travel? Because the interviewer had also been to that country. They were just
Okay.
testing whether I'm honest enough or not. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, so no, don't bluff.
don't
Yeah,
bluff.
yeah. Okay. What were the kind of questions that were asked to you at when they were hiring you for ICICI, and how were the kind of questions? What kind of questions they were asking at the
Okay,
London Stock Exchange? Like,
both were very similar.
hmm.
Both
So
were
do they ask you to like very work specific questions, or they just
in
ask?
a twisted way. In a twisted way.
Okay.
You will not understand that they're testing that, but they will be. So they
Okay.
will tell me like, how do you analyze a company? Okay. What are the
Hmm.
key ratios that you look at for in a company? What are the key
Hmm.
financial ratios you look at in a company? Then how do you like when you are meeting someone new? What are the kind of conversations you have? Then they asked about my internships. Both of them asked about my Grow internship that I used to do content writing for Grow. I used to recommend which mutual funds are, the top ones and how to pick mutual funds. So they both asked me that. So they just wanted to check whether my critical thinking, financial analysis, and whatever I'm putting in my CV is accurate or no, and whether I have an idea about that or just bluffing. You'll not believe,
Okay.
like out of 10, 7 to 8 people bluff in their CV. Okay, you must have seen memes on the
Hmm.
same as well. They
Hmm.
just test that whether
Yeah.
you're bluffing or you're honest. They test my financial skills, my financial analysis skills, my communication. Then they asked me how good am I in Excel. So you know what? In both my interviews, like some part of Excel was asked because it's a reality right now in financial roles, right? You need to be good in Excel. Everybody
Hmm.
writes that they're good in Excel. So they asked me
Hmm.
few basic questions. Okay, how would you do this? And yeah, that's just to test you.
Okay. Okay. I know there's a question. Should we do MBA in BIFS? What is it? What are its benefits?
Banking, insurance, and finance. Is that
Hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
BIFS
Seems
financial
like,
service.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Huh?
it's not that bad an option. It's not that bad an
Okay.
option. Depends on the college. Honestly,
Hmm.
I'll give you everyone's story is different. Okay, everyone's
Hmm.
story is different. Everyone's reason of doing an MBA is different. But my advice to you guys is, if in the first attempt, right, you don't get a good college. Okay, if you don't get a decent college, now decent college can be whatever you're looking for. Look at their average placements. Look at how reputed that college is. And if age is on your side, you can give one more attempt. But then
Hmm.
don't be stuck in it. Don't be stuck in it for 4 years. Now, why I say that is when you say BIFS, I know that not a lot of top 10 institutes have course
Hmm.
BIFS. I
Yeah.
know which
Yeah.
colleges might have
Hmm.
it. Okay, so
Okay.
if age is on your side, you can
Okay.
try
Hmm.
to give a better attempt.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Any?
Okay, in GIM,
Yeah.
you mentioned it.
Huh.
It's
Huh.
in what other question I missed?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, GIM is
Tra-
fine. GIM is a
Studios.
decent
Hmm.
college. Okay,
Hmm.
you can expect questions from the
Okay.
BIFS sector. Okay,
Hmm.
they'll just see. Okay, for one example is for insurance, like for stock market, SEBI is the head. For
Hmm.
insurance, who is the regulatory authority? Okay, or
Correct.
what are the rules around it? Or why do you want to get into insurance? Okay,
Hmm.
so some of the basic questions and okay, one thing that can come, a banking balance sheet is very different from a company balance sheet. Okay,
Okay.
so what is the difference? Like I was always asked one particular question in both ICS and LSEG is
Okay.
how does goodwill come in the balance sheet? Both of these companies asked me how does goodwill
Okay.
come in the balance sheet. It might sound
Hmm.
simple, but this is a hack. A lot of my friends were also asked this. Please
Okay.
read up on it. There are three ways goodwill comes in a balance sheet. So basically, they just want to test. Okay, whether you know that a banking balance sheet is different from
Hmm.
a insurance company or from a corporate company. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's something.
Okay. All the best, Rakesh, for your interview. Yeah. So it's good to be having the interview next week. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 16th GIM is my client in London Stock Exchange.
Hmm.
GIM uses my financial data. So I
Hmm.
was in touch with the head just 1 week back. They said that from 16th their interviews are starting. So it
Okay.
must be
Okay.
scheduled for next week. Best of luck for that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not considering doing anything around BIFS because is it true only if we are good with numbers we should take? So yeah. So in relationship management, do you still need to work with a lot? Of course, you did mention one needs to understand accounting and Yeah, as you said, that goodwill bit. Yeah. So yeah. So what do
You will
they
see.
do
It's an
then?
honest. It's a, see. I can. I don't want to bluff. It's your career, and I would never
Huh.
want to mess with that.
Correct.
You need to at least be able to understand numbers, or be able
Hmm.
to contemplate how a company balance sheet works. Okay, so if that is something that stresses you out, there are marketing
Hmm.
roles, there are operational roles, there are HR roles,
Correct.
everything is available.
Hmm.
Your career is the most important thing in your life right now. I'm telling you, as a student, your career is very important, so don't mess with it. You don't need to know hardcore numbers, okay, if you want to go for a relationship management role. But yes, a basic understanding of financial accounting, of balance sheets is important. I will not lie.
Action. Okay. Okay. Can you recommend, say, three books
I,
that can help and also probably stoke some interest in the person, who is already kind of inclined towards finance, but would also, have a better
okay, for finance.
understanding.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
so you
otherwise, yeah, otherwise also, yeah. If you have books, yeah.
No, no. So,
Just
so,
name the
so I
books.
knew this
Yeah.
question can come. So when I started typing,
Yeah.
on Google, that three books for relationship management, they
Hmm.
showed me how
Oh
to manage
yes.
your relationships, how to become good at relationships. So Google is not a good place to go. Okay,
Yes.
let me put it out there. Okay,
Correct,
but
correct. Yeah, yeah.
I went through a list, and I have 4 to 5 books which I can recommend. But now, if
Hmm.
since you said for finance, there's a
Hmm.
very good book called Finance for Non-Finance Managers. Okay,
Finance.
that's a very basic book, but it's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Then for banking, there is a book
Hmm.
called Breaking into Banking. It's a
Yeah.
fourth edition book, Breaking into Banking. I was checking the synopsis and summary of that book, and I went through it.
Hmm.
Okay, I went through the audio of that book. I really liked it. Then Principles of Banking is another good book that you can go to. Now, for if you get into relationship management roles, right? Okay, there are two books which I threw up, and I read upon them, and I found
Hmm.
it very
Okay.
useful. One is the dysfunctions of a team. So now this book
Hmm.
is very, very good. Okay, I have read this, five dysfunctions of a team, and crucial conversations, tools for thinking when stakes are high. So
Hmm.
this will help you understand, okay, how to communicate with your team, or with customers. And five dysfunctions of a team. Trust me, in any role, any company, any team, you will have people around you might not be that efficient in working, who might not want to work, or who might not be as motivated as you. The way to handle them, or the way to talk to them, is very, very crucial. It's a soft skill. It's a good book, The Five Dysfunctions of a
Okay.
Team, and the banking books
Okay.
I recommend.
Can you tell us then books that generally, your favorite, like maybe, that
Oh,
pops
my
up?
favorite. Okay, but they are not
Okay,
for finance. Okay,
yeah.
see, if you want to really learn stocks and
Hmm.
finance,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
Intelligent Investor is a very good
Yeah.
good book.
Hmm.
But trust me, 50% of the people who started will leave finance. Okay,
Yeah.
because it's not for beginners. I'm telling you. Okay, whoever might tell you differently, just learn accounting in the first trimester and then go for that book. Otherwise, you will not understand anything. Okay.
Okay.
Then Coffee Can Investing is very good. Coffee Can Investing is my
Hmm.
one of my favorite books. And what
Okay.
I like, which might motivate you, is The Power of Now and The
Hmm.
Power of Subconscious Mind. These are some self-help books which I like. Okay.
Hmm.
Power of Now is just a habit building book. Okay. It just tells you how to get into a habit for anything in life. Suppose if you're learning finance, if you're very new, if you're not
Hmm.
good with numbers, just start regular with a discipline and keep a track of it. The moment you keep a track of anything, you will consistently do it. And after 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, when you see a streak, when you see a record that, okay, 20 days consistently I've learned something, you will
Hmm.
not want to break that streak. That book is very nice for habit building.
Okay, okay. I don't have any work ex, and I'm just a simple final year English honors student and preparing for CAT. I want to create my career in marketing, and as sir told, I also like talking to people and knowing them more. So, in terms of marketing only, I want to go in banking sector. What should I do? Yeah.
Oh, marketing only, banking sector. Okay.
Huh.
Last one threw me off the guard. Otherwise, I had my answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, don't worry about freshers. I'm telling you,
Mm.
major companies prefer freshers in MBA, right? In the first year, freshers are always preferred. Second year work experience are preferred. Okay. So freshers, you will get opportunities. Now, if you want to get into banking and marketing, okay. So firstly, it's a very niche role. Not a lot of companies or corporates get these kind of roles. I'll be very honest with you. Digital banking roles, I think only four companies I know of which come. Okay.
Okay.
Yes Bank being one of them. Okay. They used to be the pioneer for digital banking roles. Okay.
Okay.
But show an inclination towards marketing. Do some digital, what is that called? Digital marketing certification. Sorry, digital marketing certifications. Show some banking certifications. Okay, and sit for these interviews. Okay, sit for these interviews. But at the same time, if you like talking to people, also, right? I would tell you to even give it a thought whether you really want to get into banking or you want to get
Correct.
into marketing side of things, because it's a very niche
Yeah.
role what you want. Not a
Hmm.
lot of companies come for that role, yeah, very honestly. So
Hmm.
so you can sit for both interviews. I used to have this one colleague, she's for ITC
Hmm.
interviews and then she sit for Goldman Sachs interviews. I like, okay, what do you want
Yeah.
to do?
Okay, yeah, two are very, yeah, on the on
What do you want to
yeah,
do?
opposing. Correct. But the thing is, like, of course, you can also, since you've had English honors, plus, I'm guessing, you must be writing well, speaking well, and you are a
Attendant.
people-friendly person. Then maybe, you can also try for FMCGs and all the top firms
Correct.
that are actually visiting all the campuses. I mean, keep
Correct.
your mind open
Options
for
open.
all those as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, yeah.
Keep it
So,
open.
okay, let's talk about tips on stock market. Okay, oh, no, no. Before that, I want to ask one more question. Okay, about relationship manager. How different is it part of? Does it come under corporate banking,
Yeah.
or is corporate
Yeah.
banking a separate thing altogether?
It's an overlapping
Okay.
profile. So corporate
Hmm.
banking will have relationship managers, but a
Okay.
relationship manager can also be for wealth. Okay, so corporate banking is the bigger domain.
Okay.
Relationship
Okay.
manager can be a part of it, but relationship managers can be for wealth and other profiles
Hmm.
as well. Okay,
Okay.
so corporate banking is should be the aim if you be in a relationship manager, because but only a relationship management role, you might have some wealth companies or HNI wealth
Hmm.
hires also. But yeah, it's overlapping, but corporate banking is a bigger domain.
Okay, bigger domain. And
In
what kind of work-life balance one can expect? Because obviously, when people are talking about investment banking and consultancy, they say like, oh, it's like you have to live out of the suitcase. An investment banker never sleeps. They're always
they don't
constantly, yeah, they don't switch off at all because that's just how life is. So, how is the work-life balance as a relationship manager, or in, for that matter, even in corporate banking or under BFSI sector, all these? Yeah. So what's
So
the
I'll
work
give it a
life?
category.
Hmm.
IB is the most active, then
Hmm.
comes consulting, and then comes corporate banking. Okay, corporate
Okay.
banking will be the most relaxed compared to the other three.
Uh,
The pay is also that way. Highest in investment banking,
yeah.
second in consulting, and then third in corporate banking. Okay, so
Yeah.
just let's leave it at that. But yeah,
Okay.
if to
Yeah.
give you this, it's generally a 9 to 6, 6:30 job.
Hmm. Okay. That's a very nice way to live,
Yeah,
I
it's a
guess.
9 to 6, 6:30 job.
Yeah.
Unless you're in my like my friends who crib about one particular company.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about some tips on stock market
Okay.
investment for
Hmm.
beginners. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, if you've never done any investment and you want to start understanding, and if should you put some amount of money and then try and see whether you lose it or you gain something, how do
Fair
you
enough.
start?
How do you
First
start?
of all,
Okay.
yeah.
So first, now I'll give you a background. I told you I'll tell my
Hmm.
degrees at the end of the session. So
Hmm.
I have also done my chartered financial planning.
Yes.
I'm pursuing my CFA level 2 right now. And I've completed my CMT, that is Chartered Market Technician. Now, what is that? CMT, a lot of people won't know. It's a 1, 2, 3 exam for technical analysis. Now, why I bring that up is you have to decide whether you want to be a fundamental investor or a technical analyst or a trader. Okay, there are three types of investors, long term. Then there are
Hmm.
swing trade investors, and then there are traders. Okay,
Hmm.
traders will generally look for a period of day trading or up to a week. Uh, Long-term investors will generally invest and leave their money. Okay, they will not touch it for a minimum of 3 years. Okay, and swing traders, swing investors is what I prefer. Is they enter something, they look for 5 to 10% uptick in that stock, and then they move out. Okay, so you have to choose your style. If you're somebody who has patience, become an investor. If you are somebody who doesn't have patience, okay, you can look for trading, but then that requires a lot of time commitments. Okay, when you're college or in your company, day trading becomes difficult. So swing investments is something which I prefer. You have to choose first that when you're a beginner, what mentality suits you. Then understanding there are a lot of these courses available out there for fundamental analysis. Okay, like you just see where are value investors. Try to become a value investor or try to learn technical analysis. See, I'm very biased towards technical analysis. I really see that working in the market. As part of my company, I did technical analysis to around 1,400 of my clients last year. As part of my company, as a part of relationship management role, you will not
What is a
believe that's a
technical analysis?
okay. Technical analyst will see how the stock is moving. Okay,
So
they will
studying the
identify
algorithms and the
no
patterns or
algorithms, the
no?
chart
Okay.
patterns. They will
Okay.
look for resistance levels, support levels based on how previously the chart has moved. Suppose, example, give you an example. If previously a stock like no tip here, okay, I'm not SEBI registered, no tip here,
Yeah.
but suppose if there was a stock like Tata Motors, okay, it always was resisting a level of 400. The moment 400 breaks, now that is a breakout in that stock. Then you can become an investor in Tata Motors and it will go up. And now in the last 1 year, it has given a return of 115%. So technical analyst will try to identify support and resistance level and then become an investor or swing trader. So
Okay.
I have seen that working in the market. Now, as part of my company as a relationship management role, because I have that skill, I went and taught 1,400 people. Now, these are your bankers, your treasury teams, your investment banking teams, your equity research teams. A lot of your portfolio managers, okay, people who are managing 50,000 crores of funds. I went and taught them technical analysis, and this is something that is used in the market, but nobody talks about it a lot. So you have to first, for beginners, try to learn value investing, try to understand fundamental analysis. If you think that that's not for you, see if you want to get into technical analysis. If that is something for you that excites you more, then what you said, Kalyani, you said that should you directly put money in the market? No. First learn for a month or two,
Like
then start putting
learn
in little.
where all can you learn? As in, are you saying like one should actually do those little courses that are there to
Courses. Yeah, yeah,
understand?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. See, it's no harm. There is YouTube. If you want something in free, there is YouTube. If you want to learn books, there is books. I also teach. By the way, I'm not promoting myself at all. That's not my intention. But teach
Yeah.
technical analysis on a personal front as well. Okay, learn from these people. There are so many people out there. Like I can take names. There is Anish Singh Thakur. There is a lot of people who I learned from. Okay, I learned technical
Right.
analysis. You will not believe, Kalyani. I spent around 2 to 3 lakhs in COVID to learn technicals. Okay. And then
Okay.
I did a course on it. Then I did a course on
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay.
Like this CMT level 1 and 2. So do courses, see whether that interests you. And then one very important thing is once you've learned around in a month or two time, then actually put little money in it. Because if you don't put money, right, technical analysis is just 50% skill, 50% is your patience. If you don't have actual money in the game, your psychology is not there,
Correct.
you will not know how you react with the stock movement. Suppose if
Yes.
something is moving up and down, your heart palpitations moving, whether you book your profits quickly, you will understand yourself only if you put real money into the market. If you don't put real money,
Right.
like paper trading will not help you.
Okay. Okay. And how do you study reports? As in, like if once you start investing and all, you start getting all these annual reports and all that. How do you make of it? Like, do you have to read back to back all the pages? Or how do you? Yeah.
Okay, I'll also answer a question who's written that Zero
Yeah.
the Veracity has a very
Huh.
good content. Yeah, it has definitely has a
Okay.
very good content. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and to answer your questions, you know what? In the start, it will be a struggle to read the entire financials. Okay, once you know,
Yeah.
right, what you want to search, now it takes me 5 minutes to read a company's financials. 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody tells me that should I invest in this IPO? I check some of the financials of the company. I see what's their debt. I see what's their profitability last 5 years. I see how much cash do they have. If I like these two, three things, then I invest in that IPO. I tell people, yeah, you can go for this IPO.
Okay.
Okay. And similarly now, once in the start, it will take you time. In the start, it will take you time, but after that, it will take you 5 minutes to understand a company financials. 5 to 10 minutes if you are used to it. Like right now, it takes me less time. But yeah, how do you do it? You see the cash flow of a company, just see how much cash do they have, see the debt equity ratio, see the PE ratio. I know, Kalyani, these terms might be a little complicated to hear, but PE ratio is price to equity is basically how expensive is that company. If suppose in layman terms, if PE, Kalyani, is around 20, that means for earning 1 rupee, it spends 20 rupees. Okay.
Okay.
Now, is
Got
that
it.
bad? depends on what its peers are doing. If its peers are spending 45 rupees P, okay, 45 P,
Hmm.
okay, so then 20 is much better. So it really doesn't depend on that number. It depends on your peers, what they are doing.
Hmm.
Okay. So I
Okay.
analyze a company like that. I do both fundamental and technical analysis.
Hmm. So, what kind of like since you've already been doing this for a long time. So, what is a tip for the beginner? Where do they start then?
First,
First, do all the courses or keep
yeah, first,
reading.
first learn. Just don't blindly start investing, because you know what,
Hmm.
market will. Okay, from the last 3 years, market is in a one-sided up move.
Hmm.
Even if a monkey
Hmm.
threw
Hmm. Yeah.
a
Hmm.
dart, right, he would have made money, 100%
Hmm.
return. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So all these fund managers, mutual funds, anybody
Hmm.
who is saying that he's at 100% profit, okay, or he's made this much XYZ money, let the market fall, and then let's see what money they make. you
Correct.
you will only you will only understand market cycles if you've seen 2 to 3 cycles. Right now we are in one-sided up cycle. So if you
Hmm.
don't learn, uh, short term you will make money because India is a growing economy, but when the markets crash, you will not understand where to put in your money or
Hmm.
when to book your profits. So to understand that, just learn it first. Just learn first when to book profits. Now to answer your question, Kalyani, first step is to understand the operational elements of it. It's like how to buy a share,
Okay.
how to for stock markets, I'm saying, how to buy a share, how
Hmm.
to put in the punching orders, what type of orders are available, what's a limit order, what's a stop loss order. First understand that, then understand that how to whether you want to exit a share or no, whether you want to become an
Hmm.
investor, then
Correct.
understanding your own
Yeah. Hmm.
psychology, whether you want to become an investor or whether you want to become a swing investor. Like swing investor, like I'll give you an example, Kalyani. Okay, after learning, I now know that I don't immediately want to book my profits. I will trail my profits. For example, if
Hmm.
my company has gone up 20%, at 15% will be my stop loss put that okay, I want to at least take home 15%. So if it falls
Hmm.
also, at least take home 15. It's only after learning these things will you understand it. So how do you learn it? Veracity is one. You have people who are teaching stock markets. Okay, I don't want to promote, but there's
Yeah.
somebody here who
Hmm.
also teaches.
Hmm.
But just first learn,
Okay.
first learn,
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
learn.
First learn. And the thing is, when you were saying the cycle, so is it like are you talking about the cycles that we have already seen, like 2008 when
Yes,
everything kind of
yes,
crashed, and
exactly.
then so that would be like 10 years, 12 years cycles. So it's a slow process then.
It's a slow process, but see,
Okay.
understand, there are people who are 20 years into the market, okay,
Hmm.
and have started making money now. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not saying
Okay.
that that doesn't happen. Okay, very recently an Accenture CXO came to me saying
Hmm.
that I'm 20 years into the market, but I have not been that profitable. Why? If you don't learn, okay, some people are very stubborn. They don't learn. They
Okay.
don't want to learn. When I talk about cycles, okay. 2008 was a cycle,
Hmm.
2016 was a cycle,
Hmm.
2020 was a cycle, okay, and
Hmm.
2001
Hmm.
was a cycle. It can come
Hmm.
after 10 years, after 7 years,
After
like in
7 years,
2001
yeah.
to 2008. It can come after 5 years, like in 2015 to 2020. It
Hmm.
can come anytime. You don't know. But when these crashes happen, when these black swan events happen, the money to be made is only there. Right now, you will make peanuts. I'm telling you, the markets are so overvalued.
So, yeah.
You will make peanuts. You will hardly make
Okay.
around 20-30%, and you'll be very happy. Oh, I made 20 30
Uh,
percent Okay.
uh,
The multi-baggers right now you will not find. It's only in these crashes that you will make money. I know people who put in their wealth in this 2020 crash, okay, and now
hmm.
they've retired. They're actually just retired. Can you imagine being 35, 36 and just retiring and not having to put
Hmm.
in money? Okay. So
Correct.
the cycles are very important to see and study. You have to study the cycles, and if you are well prepared, then in the next cycle you will make money. If you're not prepared, in the next cycle you will just have a FOMO. Oh, my friend made money. Oh, my XYZ
Hmm.
made money.
Yeah.
This was my first cycle. Okay, now I'm
Hmm.
waiting for the next cycle to build that well. This was my first cycle.
Correct. Okay. All right. Okay. That was a lovely session, and that's all the time we have for today. So, do you have any tips for? You given us a lot of tips on various things, but yeah, any particular tip for our MBA aspirants?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, Give mocks. Okay, don't underestimate the
Hmm.
value of, and don't leave mocks to the last second. Okay, don't.
Hmm.
Suppose
Yeah.
if you plan to give 15 mocks, example.
Hmm.
Okay, if you
Hmm.
plan to give 15 mocks, at least give 10 much before the exam, much before the exam, so that you know where you're going wrong. Then space out your last 5 mocks. Okay. I used to do one tip which really worked for me. So I got 99.99 dial in NMAT. That's why I
Hmm.
regret I didn't give CAT. I didn't give CAT. Okay, I was like, मेरे को एक ही college चाहिए. I will only go to one.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 99.9 percentile in my NMAT. How did I do that? There's one tip which might help you. When I gave those 10 mocks, right, whenever I used to make any mistake, right, I used to write that mistake down. Okay, whether you write it in a
Okay.
word or you write it in your book, I don't care. Write that mistake down. Okay, I had a list of mistakes by the end of my 10 mocks. Okay, then I used to prepare that mistakes where I'm going wrong. Then I
Okay.
gave those last 5 mocks. I made mistakes over there. Then I wrote that down as well.
Okay.
Before the exam, right, the only thing that I used to memorize is the mistakes I made so that I don't make it
Mistakes.
in the exam. That is a
Correct.
very that is one tip that I use in my company secretary, law, CMT.
Okay.
Everywhere I've done the same thing.
Okay.
Okay. That understanding your mock mistakes are very important. Giving mocks are very important because till you don't give mocks, right, that time pressure will not come into you. When you have
Correct.
given 15 to 20 mocks, okay, then you in exam is nothing. Okay, ठीक है दे दिया ये तो I've given it, and trust me, any Indian exam, right, okay, the patterns repeat. The question names change, the numbers change, the patterns repeat. Okay. So if you give in
Okay.
mocks, you're much more used to it. That is one tip. And
Okay.
for investing, I've told you that
Yeah, yeah.
for yeah,
Okay, that's all the time we have for this session. Thank you, Aniket Bhatia. Thank you so much for all the insights and thank you for the lovely session. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye everyone. Bye.